in much the same way as we can import images into our AutoCAD drawings, we can also import PDF files. And this is really useful if, for example, a theatre sent us a PDF version of their ground plan and we want to bring it into AutoCAD to either trace round, to create our own file of their venue, or simply to create set designs or lighting designs that we can overlay on top of the PDF. For this example then, I'm going to show you how to insert a PDF and how to scale the drawing up or down so that it is the correct size for the rest of our drawing at 1:1. On my desktop you can see that I have an example PDF. So here you can see we've got the part of a larger ground plan drawing file of a theatre, and one of the things that we need in order to be able to scale this drawing up or down in AutoCAD is a reference, a predetermined line. So maybe it could be a dimension that's on the plan, or luckily on this drawing what I have is a meter bar, and this tells me exactly how big 1 meter is on this original drawing. Now every good CAD drawing should have one of these, and luckily this one's already got one. Now what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go back to AutoCAD. Now you can drag and drop this PDF directly into the model space, but instead I'm going to show you the tool that's provided. If I go to Insert, and it's this one here, PDF Import, I'm going to select my PDF, and at this point I get a few options. I'm going to make sure that the location is going to be Specify Insertion Point on Screen, and that means that I can click and choose where I want it to be. I get the scale and I get the rotation, and I get a few more other options here for how I want my drawing to import. I can import it as a block. Now my actual PDF is just an image file, so I need to make sure I've got raster images as well. And here I can choose the layer information. Now I'm going to make sure that my image just goes onto the current layer, my PDF image. But AutoCAD's very clever, and if you've exported your PDF from AutoCAD with all the layer information in it, then actually it can use the same layer information to bring this PDF back into AutoCAD. Okay, so at the moment you can see that my drawing is quite small. It's on A4 paper, so I'm just going to scale this up just to give me a slightly bigger import, and I'm going to click OK. And here I get to choose where this PDF goes into my model space. And there it is. Now I'm going to draw a line next that's going to be 1 meter long, and I'm going to use that to try and scale this drawing up so that it's the same size between 3 and 4. I'm going to make a new layer called layer 1, and I will just change the colour of this just so you can see visually what's going on here. So I'll make a new layer that's blue and just draw a line, and this line is going to be 1 meter long, and you can see that that is much larger than the imported PDF, so I definitely need to scale this drawing up. So because it's got to scale up so much, I'm just going to do this first off just to make it roughly the right size. So I'm going to go quite large here like this. Let's see how we're doing. We can see that we've definitely gone larger, but still nowhere near the correct size. So there's another tool that I can use here, another option in scale, and that's the reference option. So I'm going to select my inserted PDF image, and I'm going to go to scale, and I'm going to choose my base point as being the end of my 1 meter reference line, and then I'm going to go to reference. And at this point I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to click as best I can to the point there on the first meter bar, and then the second point like this. Now you can see those lines are quite large on this PDF, so you're never going to get it exactly the right size, but it's going to be very, very close. And there is my reference. So I've clicked on the first part and the second part of that 1 meter line, and now I can just select the other end of my real 1 meter line, and that should have scaled that up to the same size. So I'm going to go to move and move this somewhere close. And as you can see, it is very, very close now to 1 meter. And that is a good size now that will allow me to either trace around these lines on the original PDF in order to create my own AutoCAD file of this venue, or overlay objects into this drawing and know that they're going to be the correct size. So for example, if I was to draw a steel deck now that was 2 meters by 1 meter, I would know that it would be the correct size for this drawing.